It's got a Native American.
Or it's
Keamney Khan is the new name. So, yeah, Minnesota has really, in the last 5 to 10 years, gone to getting rid of the American names for a lot of the natural features and gone back to the indigenous names. It's really stunning. Like if you go into the Twin Cities, they put these disclaimers on things and say, like there will be a building and it'll say, basically like sponsored by the tribe of XYZ. It's really odd, but it's kind of cool. So a lot of things have multiple names, and you'll see this when we go to South Dakota as well in the Black Hills. Harney Peak is now called Black Elk Peak because, you know, for the same reason, kind of recognizing the native roots of these areas. Okay, so this is Barn Bluff, and we are on 5th Street. Okay, so well, I'm sorry, we're not on 5th Street, we're on 3rd Street. So you see 5th Street like this. No, we are on 5th Street.
We should be.
Sorry, we are on 5th Street. We are like right at the 5. Okay.
That way is north.
Okay. So
if you hold it this way.
We're on the eastern tip. Of Barn Bluff. So it's basically west-east, even though the Mississippi River, what direction does the Mississippi River flow? South. Sure. Not here, but generally it flows south. What direction do all rivers in the northern hemisphere flow? Good. Very good. They do not flow south, they flow down. There's a misconception that all rivers flow to the south, and it drives me bonkers. So I just want to make sure, because especially at California, those of you at Edinburgh, where I can like throw a rock into the pond from my office, it's flowing north. So yeah,
there's no fourth river in Pittsburgh.
That's right.
Is it underground though?
Yeah. Okay. So what I want you to do, it's this. We're really zoomed in here. There's not a lot of detail that you can use as landmarks. So what we're going to do is along the way we're going to try to find ourselves, but notice that it's really topo lines. So as we go up, we're going to be ascending a few hundred feet. You can see we're down here at what elevation? That's 700. So what is 700, 800, 900? What are those lines called on this map?
Contour intervals. No?
Well, they're all contours.
Bold ones.
What are the bold ones called? Yes, index contours. So the index contours here are 100 foot. So the index contour interval is 100 feet. How many lines are between there? Are there? 4. There are 4. So what does that mean for the contour interval? 25. If there's 4 lines in between, how many spaces are there? 5. Good. So what is the contour interval? 20 feet. 20 feet. That's the standard. But when we're in Rocky Mountain National Park, it might be 80 feet. If you're in Florida, it might be 5. Okay, but the general is 20 feet for the standard USGS topo plot. Okay, so we're gonna go up. I have a route in my phone from All Trails, sponsored by All Trails, and we're gonna go North Prairie, South Prairie. There's an old lime kiln as well. So we're gonna go all over. It's about 3 miles of hiking. It's up and over and around and through, and like really tortuous path. Yeah. Okay. All right, so everyone knows where they are on here. When we get, there's some really cool viewpoints. We're going to get up to the north end and do an overlook. It's just spectacularly beautiful. Remind me about the high water mark because it's pretty cool from up there. It's like, it'll blow your mind. All right.
I'm not a vampire. There was just a shard still sitting in there.
Is there?
Yeah.
You said you're not a vampire?
Yeah, I saw you looking at me while I was like sucking my blood out.
No, I glanced. Recognize this insect?
There are some medications there.
Cicada killer wasps.
Thank you.
Cicada killer.
Right.
Not too bad. Maybe they're not what I've normally leveled.
We're gonna have like major booty pumps from all these steps that we do. Right? My thighs are gonna be freaking massive.
Oh, good. I got long legs.
I got short legs. Yeah. I was pretty good on that side.
We're either going up or along.
That's a lot of get used to it when they get back. I wish I had a dog with her. I could just go back and forth.
Probably doing that whole thing.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. Sorry.
I think I caught it. Okay. Yeah. Well,
There's a map, like a little.
no, I want to see what the all trails.
Probably not.
Send them a picture of the all trails to all trails and see if they sponsor.
He did too.
Does your med kit
I
have
think a little
tweezers
bit,
in
but
it?
not like that.
Probably. I never opened it really. Like, get a rock in there?
Yeah, there's definitely shards in there.
I can look over there. How bad is it?
Not terrible. I got a lot of it out, but you can still see there's some
Yeah, you do.
anyway.
Let me get my rock hammer.
Just pull out my pocket knife, shave off that chunk.
If it's partially flint, like he was saying, pick another rock. If it's lighter, but everywhere you go.
I think the deeper part might be a piece of my rock
We're
hammer.
gonna take this trail first.
Just a,
Goodbye stairs.
Yep.
Why would you have those from us? Yeah. Eric, why don't you do it? I don't even think that's all right. Thank you.
Poison ivy and ticks.
yeah, ticks for sure.
She went too.
Yeah.
Ways north.
Honestly, these are really helpful.
We're right here.
I brought them. I'm
That
using
way's north.
No, she's just saying it was 40. Or you was actually not
face north.
He's like, right here. I believe like.
Look at the scale. Look at the scale. Think about how far you walked.
The top of that.
You said we were right by the 5th, so we went up and over.
So we started right here.
Yep.
We back here.
I think
Not quite to 900.
I just underestimated how far we went.
So
There's a scale down here.
look at the scale. It might be a little bigger than you expect.
I think we're down.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Nope, see? I didn't think we
So-
walked that far yet.
How did you know it was that bite? Good.
Steeper right in there.
So think about the shape of the bluff. Relatively concentric. But notice there's a bite in here. This is a quarry. So the rocks were taken out of here. What would a bite look like? So think about Barn Bluff as this elongate thing, kind of like a hot dog. Concentric topo lines. Take a little bite out inside of it. What would that look like? Well, look, no, on your topo map. That's kind of a rhetorical question. Look at the topo lines and see if you can find a place where there's a little bite out. Just like a little
Like that little like triangle that points
Where do we start? Okay.
Where is that the high?
Do you think that we
Just like 0.25 miles on the scale.
It's not technically.
What's this point?
You'll probably see where you have a slope.
I think I got it.
So if it's a cliff face, you have very close contours. As soon as it spreads out,
Kilometers.
that line, that black line.
Probably like that.
This is a really important step.
yeah,
That
yeah, absolutely.
recognizing the scale of your map to your movement. So yesterday, we were way zoomed out. Look at the length of the line on the map today. How much was the scale yesterday?
It was still probably a half. I tried to do most of them.
But was it?
half kilometer?
But it was
really
just,
thin.
Yeah. So if it was a half kilometer, it was maybe that long.
It might have been a full kilometer.
But look at how long this one is, and that's a half a kilometer. Okay, so you're getting closer. Now think about that bite. Where is that bite? This board. You should be able to pretty much put at least a finger on, if not a pencil point.
I think it's right there.
That's what he was saying.
No?
Or the one above it to the left.
I don't think we're that high.
Yeah.
It's really that high?
Yeah.
Let's find out. Okay, so I was right. Okay.
Let's see.
If you're asking about
I was
elevation,
expecting for it to be for 65 and rainy.
Yeah.
and then we don't necessarily see the very top of the effect, but you can see where the contours widen. That's a slope break. So you go from very close contours, and then they start widening out.
And
You can also estimate the height of this thing. How tall do you think this cliff face is? Okay, I'll go stand by it.
30 feet?
30, 40
feet.
a little over 5 feet tall.
I'm really bad with that distance-wise.
He said he's 5 foot?
Estimate me at, 5.5 or 6 feet tall. And yeah, do that. Or with a pencil.
good, yeah.
Put a
Excellent.
mark and then
Or
count them
you can
up.
use your thumb, and so he's
6.
about the height of my thumb. How many
6
thumbs
times
is he?
5 is 35.
This is tall.
I'd
About
say
38
like
feet.
50, 60 feet.
That looks
Okay, so let's say it's 50.
50.
I don't think it is. I think
I got like
But it depends on where you're
I got about 40.
I'm getting 35 or so. I'd say 35 to 40. Okay, so let's just say it's 40. What is the minimum number of contours that would represent this quarry?
2.
3.
1.
One. Because if you're in the middle of one and the middle of another, you could have, this whole quarry could be within, bridging the open space between contours with one in between. The maximum number is what?
3.
2.
2. It's 2, right?
Wouldn't it be
Because
1 and then
if
20
where
feet and the
talent
third
is
one
standing is a contour, there's a contour 20 feet above you and another contour 20 feet above that. But there's no way you can fit 60 feet of contours into 40 feet of vertical, okay?
So, question.
Yeah, go ahead.
So when you're saying that, is it when you're referring to the contour, or are you talking about the line itself or the space?
The contour is the line.
Okay. I was gonna say because when
The interval is the space.
okay.
Every time you travel from one contour to another, you've changed 20 feet total elevation.
And we were going up, like the whole time,
Yeah.
right? We went up steps and we were ascending a ramp that whole time. So based on where you put your finger, how high have we gone from where we started?
Oh, yeah.
Right, we started at 700.
We started down here at 700, and we're now here somewhere.
I would say, yeah, almost 200, 180. And if you go, so you see the 800, or I'm sorry, the 900 index contour, where the bite is? If you look at the next one down, the 880 contour, do you see how it kind of flexes up a little bit? So that's probably like right through here. You guys see it? Are you? There's one of the challenges again, and I'm gonna hammer on this over the course of the trip. I think of this as scaffolding, right? You are not up here. You are like learning. Okay. So if you're not seeing this right away, it's okay. Just try to get there, right? Make it a goal to see it. So the I'm bad at, I don't want to hear that because it's probably that you've not done it before. How can you be bad at something that you've never done? You can be bad at basketball. I'm bad at basketball. I played a lot of basketball when I was a kid, and I stunk. Okay? You can't be bad at mapping if you've never mapped, right? You can't be bad at orienteering if you haven't done this before. So, the other part of this, I talked yesterday about finding yourselves. The other part of orienteering and reconciling elevations is three-dimensional thinking. And there are whole fields of study on how people resolve one-dimensional, two-dimensional, and three-dimensional space in their heads. And all of our brains work a little bit differently. So if you are struggling, you might just be one of those people that takes a lot of practice to take a 2D surface and flip it in your brain into a 3D model. Okay? So my friend Carol Ormond at University of Wisconsin has done a whole bunch of geoscience education research looking at how geology students turn objects in their brain to make a two-dimensional object on a paper into a three-dimensional object in space. She wouldn't be doing that if it was a trivial thing. Okay? So while you're doing this, give yourself some patience. Right? Slow yourself down. Think about, okay, it's a flat surface. What happens if I extrude this out into a three-dimensional space? Okay? So again, we orient it this way. We're right there. How much further do we have to go to get to the top?
38 feet.
Oh, to get to the very top? It's about 100 feet. We're almost there. Okay? So this is, I'm not sure, this might still be the Prairie du Chien, but the Jordan sandstone and the Prairie du Chien are both Ordovician sediments that are conformable. What does that mean? Conform.
What's an unconformity?
So okay, so what's conform? So no missing time. Yeah, no missing. So yeah, they're in sequence. So an unconformity means that there's something missing. If it's conformable, that means we go from one right into the next with a lithologic change. We go from a sandstone to a limestone dolomite, right? Yeah, so we're not missing anything, but there's a distinctive change. The types of conformable contacts, right, where two lithologies touch, the type of conformable contacts are distinct or gradational. Okay, so you might go from a sandstone into a shale and into a limestone, and it's really kind of a slow progression where you're looking at sandstone and then you look at the top and it's limestone and it's really nice and pretty with shale in the middle. That would be a gradational boundary. Or you have a relatively distinctive boundary. What does that tell you? Sure.
What is the pattern?
Either one. What does one or the other tell you? What happened quickly? It's all
what
deposition.
the environment was that changed. So if
Good.
it was a rapid flood, it would be more of a distinct
Excellent.
change.
Yeah. So it's a relatively rapid change of the depositional environment versus a more gradual change of the depositional
It's level
environment.
slowly rising versus abrupt.
Yeah.
Yep. Exactly. Okay. Cool. We crossed over the fault. So what we were walking on and that like soft squishy stuff, that's the Franconia green sands beneath us up into the St. Lawrence Formation, which is a siltstone. So it goes siltstone, sandstone. So below the Jordan is the St. Lawrence siltstone, and then above the Jordan is that Oniata. I'm not sure where we are in the sequence here. This looks very much like what we saw up on the other bluff. But what you were walking on the way up here, that ramp, the stuff under your feet was Cambrian. This is Ordovician. So you crossed over the fault. So the Franconia is way down here, and on this side, the Franconia is well below the river level. It's well below the river level. So where you're standing, there's Franconia green sands below you. If you go that way, 100 feet, you're going to be standing on Franconia green sands. Okay, so it's been shoved up. Right? Everybody good? Okay, so we're gonna this is a dead end, so we're just gonna turn around and go back up the south trail, and that's gonna take us up to the top. If you have questions, please fire away. The thing to bear in mind is if you look at your map, notice that the southern slope of Barn Bluff is pretty steep and nice and straight. The fault kind of runs along that slope.
Are we taking these stairs?
Yeah, we're going to take this. It's really cool.
Well, I thought there was down yonder, there was like a dirt
all the way
path.
down and then stairs.
No, if we see stairs, we're going.
Stairs?
All stairs, all the time.
I'm surprised. I thought you were a pro watching a struggle.
Oh, stairs are the way.
stairs. Played myself. Stairs, there's stairs.
Hold on, let me.
Only time I've ever seen me in the front.
This way.
Is that a rock? I hope it wasn't.
Yeah, that was my little piece of sandstone from below.
quarried? Is it mostly just dimension stone building?
I picked up a rock. I'm gonna keep this. I didn't think I was an old trail. Yeah. This is mine now.
I've never been down this way.
Really?
Yeah. This was always closed.
Oh, there's a small barge. Single barge.
Whoa, what is that thing?
It's a single barge. I think it just only has the one instead of having a whole lot.
And it's empty.
It's empty?
Yeah. Look how high it's riding.
Yeah.
See the marks on the front end?
Yeah, where it usually sits when it's full.
So they use those marks to determine how much it's carrying.
Yeah. When it's almost full. I think that's me, Lauren. Ask Jake.
Yeah, he has
Twice already. This is the second day.
I like the failed steps.
Yeah, that way. Holes.
Oh, dang.
I've always wanted to go prospecting.
Okay, well that's good.
You guys can be clumsy, but I'm definitely blind.
It's good. John's blind and deaf, so.
Yeah, a little vertigo here.
That's what the rope is for.
That song is still in your head.
Everything we said.
Yeah, right? Ow, watch out for that. I just jammed my face on it. Not paying attention.
Watch your footing. Take your time.
Yeah. Right? And I like really reach
I
for
can't
it.
like step and grab.
garbage. It'll decompose. Frag out. Yeah, there could be people down there. But yeah. There was not. There wasn't, but yeah. It was so funny.
Yeah.
Those are federally protected.
Oh.
I can't remember what they're called.
Oh, these little like shoe things?
No, these folded over things.
Here, I can try and
like
take a
lady
picture
slipper.
of it.
Yeah, I think
I think that's right.
I can't say it from here.
I have an app that may be able to identify it. Let's see if it works.
I'm gonna take a picture of it and send it to Jen and see what she says.
Yeah. Yeah, it said Jack in the Pulpit.
That's it.
They look very similar to the ladies looking though.
Sewage treatment plant.
Yep, that's about right.
That's what was on the. That was what was on the map.
Oh, okay.
can't see it.
The train?
No, there's a really good example of a tree responding to the slope.
It's like that one kind of shows it, the skinny one over there, how it bends.
It's not as good. Yeah, well,
There is kind of bent on the hillside there.
Yeah.
Because it's not going to
Where it continues to grow up.
Right? I feel like they would listen to this.
okay, this is, I've been back here. So, those of you that are into rock climbing, this is a really popular spot. So you can see the tie-ins, and there's some chains hanging up at the top. People come out here. If you come out here on a random weekend, there are people all over this space.
You climb like that ever?
No, I don't really like heights.
Same.
And I'm not, I don't really have the upper body strength to
I would love to. I could find
do it comfortably. It would take me a really long time to get comfortable doing it.
Yeah.
And at my age, I just don't see myself getting strong enough to do it comfortably.
I feel like I would just like.
I have done like bouldering at climbing gyms,
Yeah.
and I do enjoy it, but it's like bowling, you know. I'll do it once in a while.
Yeah, even your arms hurt afterwards. And
Yeah, I'll have fun with it, but it's not really my bag. Have you done it?
no, I'm too afraid of heights to do that.
I mean, the way to get it out of my head is probably to play.
You guys want a music video of this?
I think that'd be the highlight.
Dude, that'd be so fun. Okay, what's your favorite Morgan Wallen song?
I honestly don't even listen to that much of him.
Really?
Yeah.
Mine's Band of the Bullet Hole.
You're falling upwards 10 feet before
What was that?
Eagles?
Oh, yeah.
Chestnut bird?
I've done a lot of climbing. So this is called sport climbing. If you go to these anchors, you carry what are known as quick draws on your climbing harness, which are two carabiners connected by webbing. You climb up to an anchor, clip the top carabiner into it, the rope goes into the bottom one. But you'll notice you would always be climbing 5 to 8 feet above the anchor. So when you take falls off them, it's pretty terrifying because you're generally falling to the anchor, then the same distance past it. So you're falling upwards of 10 feet free fall before it catches.
Oh, geez.
That sounds like
Climbing's a
fun.
little sketchy. If you're climbing, you can also do trad climbing here, where you climb up with these anchors that are triangular shaped. You climb up along this crack, you stick the triangle wedge in there, pull down on it, and at the bottom of it is another carabiner you clip your rope into. So that's even scarier because then you're potentially falling 10 feet before you catch off the wedge. And if it's not in there good, it's coming out, and then you're falling another 5 feet. Oh, they're strong. They're deep bolts into the rock. The people that set them are wild. They have like these big drills, and they climb up and either clamp in with like a trad gear and drill into them. I've never free soloed above like 15 feet. But you can see that the two anchors at the top, those are the ends of the route called the shuts. You go up and you clip into those, and then you belay down, and somebody else then cleans the route behind you. So to do that, you have to climb up, and you have to rig a certain knot through the shuts so you can recover the two quick draws, or you just abandon them. Sometimes you'll see gear abandoned. That means someone couldn't get up and finish it.
So this is still Oniata. This is still that Oniata dolomite. The Jordan sandstone is still below us to give you a sense of how thick these sequences are. But this is all still dolomite, but you can see how there is some transition here. It's much more massive. down in this lower section. Okay, almost no bedding breaks to speak of.
So it's like Ordovician in age? Or?
Yeah, this is Ordovician.
Yep, the tree's off. Oh, look at that one. Yeah. That was huge.
That's not for climbing.
No, what is it for?
It's probably something to do with the boats and shipping.
Okay. Yeah, but there's way that's for climbing. I wasn't sure what it's for.
This is the earliest Ordovician, so we're back in the about 480 million years. All right, so these rocks, 480 million years. Think about what if you were here 480 million years ago. Would you have been having fun right now?
No.
You would be drowning, right? You would be under a lot of water, a lot of water.
Debatable.
So this
Drowning is not fun.
Yeah, so this is pretty old stuff.
Wait, Mitch, pull it in again.
I'm almost wondering if what we're walking on isn't the contact between the Jordan and the Prairie du Chien. One of my favorite smells is this like mossy,
damp woods.
After a rain, damp woods.
Yeah.
Oh gosh, I just love it.
So what kind of rock type was the Prairie du Chien?
It's this. The Oneonta and Prairie du Chien are the same rock. It's just, it's named Prairie du Chien in regionally here. But if you look at more widely published documents, it's called the Oneonta because it does extend. I mean, this thing goes all the way. You've heard of Indiana limestone?
Yeah.
This is Indiana limestone.
Oh, okay.
In fact, the library, does this look anything like the Cal U library?
Yeah?
Yeah.
I want to climb it.
This is what I was like, yeah. Surely all of the trails are like this is fun.
Yeah.
You know what? There's different tiers. Where it's literally that's when there's a rope ledge, so you have a rope
Up that way, is there a trail along the wall there?
It kind of looks like it. Yeah, it wraps around. It looks like it keeps going up this way too.
I think. All right, come this way.
Oh, there's the bird again. Oh yeah, look at him. There's your bird. He's flying around.
Big vultures.
Here's another one. Yeah.
Yeah, there's like 4.
There's just a rock next to the trail that I want to show you, and then we'll come back. So there's a boulder here next to the trail that has really good examples of that druzy crystalline texture. So if you want a textbook version of a vug, these are vugs with a textbook version of druzy crystals. So they're throughout this rock, and there are in the Oneata, there are these preferential layers with a lot of vugs, a lot of precipitation of these crystals. So I'm gonna wrap around.
Oh, it looks so cool.
It looks like it's literally rotting. That's cool.
Yeah.
Past you.
I'm sorry if mine's in your picture.
You're good.
Nah, I think that's probably quartzite. Something. Probably too hard for
Yeah, let's. I don't want to try to.
literally. I know, right? Like, I'm not even as exerted as yesterday. It's just the humidity. Like yesterday, I was sweating because I was exhausted. Yeah.
No, you don't. Probably off trail. Probably off trail.
Yeah, the sun yesterday, as well as like all the activity.
And the sun was looking out.
Oh, dang. Yeah,
And there is nothing to do with that. Oh yeah, we went all the way around.
yeah. Big old rock.
Someone behind you might actually go that way, thinking that you are thinking that is a trail. Hold on for a second. Just wait right here. I have to scout this.
Yeah. I thought you were tapping closer.
I can take this. It's free.
She's jogging.
Oh, this is
Scoutler.
We got a free sign.
Oh yeah, just take it, put it in the van.
It's very loose.
I love the color yours.
Pick it up, put it in the van. Souvenir. I keep like stepping directly on my blister.
I was coming last minute.
What's that?
Oh no, it was really white.
Yeah, you could
thing.
Maybe calcite.
I'm not good with rocks.
I'm good at guessing. This is probably calcite. Andrew, you're good with rocks. What do you think that is?
We're all sweating.
That stuff.
Dude, I was thinking calcite. Or it might be dolomite.
It's like I can feel.
Yo, there's the vultures again. They're so close. Look at them. I love vultures.
Probably 7 or 8 foot wingspan right there.
Yeah, they're huge.
I don't know if they're turkey vultures still. I don't know.
They might be. Because I think their heads are naked. They look
Well, they're definitely vultures. I just don't know what kind.
probably turkey vultures. We have a lot of them.
There's one kind of black-headed vulture that gets really big too. And then condors, I believe, are in the vulture family.
Yeah. My favorite is bearded vultures. They're so cool.
With the
They're so awesome.
They closed that trail.
Uh-oh. Sidestepping.
And it just become a quick practice because people want to climb it. So
Yeah. I know, yeah, but it's like, you have to leave everything behind.
you can bring it back.
Yeah, you can bring one of these, but I'll it. Like, I'd be too afraid of the unknown.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
I always think about it calipering. You know what I'm saying? In that parking lot. I'm like, I could jump on the wall.
Run and hop on real quick.
Like, what if I didn't show up for class today? Use our rock hammers to get them up.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, that's cold.
Yeah, it's like cinder
You wanna go
block.
peek in?
I will look at it. Just a kill.
Yeah, this is the
It just ends. It's just the inside of the cinder block.
It's an oven.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this is a lime kiln. Basically burn the limestone.
what purpose, Dr. Frederick? Are you
what's
familiar
that?
with the history here, the purpose?
I'm not. I don't know if there was. Certainly, it's cement, Soil amendments for like fertilizer, because lime, it deacidifies, right? It neutralizes acidic soils.
It's a CAO. It's used in agriculture.
Yeah, but relatively small.
Cement structures.
Did it used to be a bigger structure, or is it just that?
No, the kiln is inside here, so then there would have been some infrastructure here for operations, but this would have been a small operation. But why would you have a lime kiln inside of Barn Bluff? Right, so they quarried it up there. And roll it down the hill basically, and process it here.
Push.
Yeah, so they crush it, put it in, bring it out, and again, you're right by the river for transport. So, I don't know the story of this one, but it would have been probably 1800s. Maybe people.
Anybody familiar with cement production generally? A little bit. So you basically take limestone and you crush it and you cook it to bake off impurities and to make kind of dehydrated cement. And then when you add water to it, it regrows the crystals and they form interlocking crystals that are very strong. And you can put some additives in it, pebbles for filler and stuff. But for the most part, you're just taking limestone, dehydrating it and baking off impurities, and then you rehydrate it and it grows back together. And cement produces a whole bunch of CO2.
Yeah.
If you think about breaking it down from like CaCO3 to CaO, what's coming off of that? CO2. Up it goes into the atmosphere.
It's one of the largest
It is.
global producers of CO2.
Cement production is one of the largest CO2 producing problems. Yep.
And it's why there's actually a lot of research that geologists are involved with, looking at trying to reduce that CO2 emissions from lime production and cement production, or also finding alternatives to traditional cement.
Any guesses how many tons of limestone are produced annually?
Globally?
In the
United US?
Domestically. It is more than 1 billion tons per year.
Jeez.
It's about 2.5 billion, 2.5 to like 3 billion tons
That's a lot of
annually.
CO2.
Annually, and something like 70 to 80% of that is used in cement production. So that's a lot of CO2.
That's just in the U.S.
Just in the United States.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, and internationally, you look at the construction in China, for example. I mean, it's just outrageous.
One of the, I mentioned this to Andrew, for the Cal students, does this wall look anything like any buildings on campus? Not this wall, the wall up above that we just came down from.
Looks just like campus. Library?
Looks like the library. It's this unit, I said it's really extensive all the way down to Illinois, Indiana. Indiana limestone is one of the most common dimension stones throughout the Midwest and the Rust Belt. Comes out of this enormous quarry in southeastern Indiana.
What's dimension stone? Yeah. It's rock that's cut out in rough block shapes for construction.
So for the Edinburgh students, our library is faced with blocks of Indiana limestone. They're about 4 foot square, about 2 inches thick. So that's the facing stone. And it's really cool. I had a student do a research project several years ago using a high resolution camera, and he mapped the lowest, say, 3 meters of the walls. Any idea why? Why would you want to map?
Yes. Base of the library in case it were to, I guess, become structurally unstable.
Well, it's not structural, it's facing. So it's aesthetic, but if those of you that are on the Cal campus regularly and you walk along the library, what do you notice about the bottom course?
There's just giant holes.
Yeah, there's holes, it's all pitted, and those pits diminish the higher you get. Why?
Water. Is it like the salt or the dissolved things in the water?
Yeah, because the library is surrounded by sidewalk, and so they salt it in the winter, and the water mixes with it. Part of the mixture is, well, what's salt? Sodium chloride. Mix some water in. What's one of the constituents you get? Yeah, hydrochloric acid. Okay, so it's not like high concentration, but even just a little bit of hydrochloric acid, and you're just beep 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 splashing it against the wall for 30 years. What's going to happen? It would be like you sitting there with a dropper at really low concentration, just tink 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 tink. Eventually, it's going to create holes. So that's what's going on. It was a neat project. And what he was looking at is, could you get a three-dimensional, like basically a topographic map of the side of the library, and where the seams were, it was really bad. So you could actually like see the topography, and everywhere where it was coming towards the seam, it was really biting in.
Ooh, why would that be?
Because that's where it's like unnaturally joined together.
The concrete.
Yeah, there is like cement grout in between, which is really vulnerable.
Is that more resistant than the limestone?
No, it's less. It's less. Yeah.
It's from the surface area.
Yep. Yeah. So now you create, as the cement in between the two weathers away, now you create a little ledge, right? And that sharp corner, that sharp corner now is going to weather.
Or to hold water if it's.
And also the splashes go up against the wall and then run down, and so it runs down over the edges. Yeah. So anyway, it was just a really cool project. But if that rock looked familiar to any of you, that's the same rock that you would see at the library.
It also just looks like it's throwing wood.
That's weird. That's where we came up.
They're in my pockets. I picked up a piece of it, so I'm trying to make something.
There's some more of that.
Oh yeah, that's a nice pocket.
So before the last historical test, I didn't know what a vug was, and today I seen a vug.
We've seen a lot of bugs.
Yeah.
I'm glad it's not raining anymore. So it's so slippery.
Yeah.
Like the whole time I've been like,
I mean, these ones are still so good.
best thing to do, right?
I think. Towards the end. I think that's what works out.
Yeah, otherwise I'll smoke like crazy.
And then, do we want to switch drivers at all? Because I can drive the student van for a while.
I'm good. I've only driven like 5 minutes today.
Well, you drove one yesterday.
I didn't drive it all yesterday.
Drive it all
And
yesterday?
we didn't
I think it was all
have
Mitch.
the water
It was Mitch and
set up correctly, and in the end, it got
Like, do we have?
I was even 4 hours.
Wait, actually, no, Kelsey.
So tired. I started
I think they both they did like half and half.
and I just ended up having to
But if you want to drive half, like I'll drive half and you can drive the other half.
That works.
We're glad to have another night.
It keeps the dust down.
I don't know, my dad had it.
Sorry, yeah, so it's probably expensive.
Yeah, he just every.
Oh, you're talking about that. Oh, yeah, yeah. I was thinking it opens your water. Water. Solid waste.
I almost